So I think that there might be an opportunity coming up for Fiverr sellers to take advantage of a bit of a Fiverr growth hack. The type of growth hack that I just don't think enough Fiverr sellers are currently paying attention to that might result in a lot of people making a lot of money on Fiverr in the next year or so. What I'm thinking of is a Fiverr strategy that I think might help Fiverr sellers play towards the wants that Fiverr has for the way it wants its platform to grow. I think it's a way that Fiverr sellers can act in a way that'll be mutually beneficial for both the sellers and Fiverr, which I think is a really good thing. I don't know if I'd necessarily call these things secrets, but I've been noticing changes happening at Fiverr that I've also noticed happening, similar changes at different big tech companies. And these types of changes usually lead to very specific outcomes, at least in my experience. And the outcomes I'm talking about are usually huge boosts in views and impressions in search engines. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I think to be a pretty good opportunity to take advantage of a little Fiverr growth hack so that you could be on the positive end of what I think to be is going to be a wave of impressions and views coming to sellers who do what I'm about to talk about in this video. And just before we get into it, if you like Fiverr, you want to make money on Fiverr, and the idea of boosting the amount of impressions your Fiverr gigs are getting interests you, you should really consider subscribing to this channel. I put out 2 videos every week. I appreciate it. Okay, so what's this growth hack or this thing that's happening at Fiverr that's making my ears perk up? Well, I've been noticing that Fiverr's been talking a lot about its new subscriptions feature. The first I heard about it was in this email. Introducing subscriptions. Selling a gig is one thing, but keeping your customers committed is another. We're excited to introduce Fiverr's brand new subscriptions feature, allowing you to offer your services on an ongoing basis. Now you can transform your one-time gig into long-term success. The best part, you've been chosen as one of the first sellers to offer subscriptions, so get a head start by offering your gig for 3 and 6 months and watch your business grow. And then at the bottom, it says that subscriptions help you start building relationships, sustain business growth, and secure a steady income. I thought this was very, very interesting. So introducing subscriptions into the Fiverr business model definitely sounds like a really cool way for Fiverr sellers to build more sustainable and predictable sources of income through the Fiverr platform. I think it's a really good and cool feature to add. But the interesting part about this is that by pushing subscriptions, not only is Fiverr creating more predictable income streams for sellers, but it's also creating more predictable income streams for Fiverr, which is cool. As a publicly traded company, being able to create additional revenue streams and create more predictable long-term revenue streams is a really good thing, and something that I think Fiverr cares about very much. And looking at Fiverr's stock price, since it IPO'd not too long ago, like a lot of other new tech companies, it's experienced really insanely fast and rapid growth. Finding new revenue streams is how companies like Fiverr help sustain that growth. I'm obviously oversimplifying this, but more revenue is good. And if Fiverr can get a large portion of its seller base to start selling services as subscriptions, they're now going to get a 20% cut on a recurring long-term engagement between sellers and their clients, which is a really good thing. So we've tackled the question of why subscriptions are good for Fiverr, but let me take this little mini analysis one step further. If you've taken a look at your Fiverr analytics page recently, a new tab has probably appeared. You might notice that there's a repeat business tab that's now showing up beside the standard overview tab. Once you click into it, you'll notice that you see a breakdown of all of the different gig categories you currently sell into, and for each category, Fiverr is giving us a score out of 100 based on the amount of repeat business we've been generating in that category. And Fiverr's saying, they leave a little note here, that if we score higher than 95% in a particular category, we'll get a badge showing that on our profile. So to me, it seems like this badge is their way of offering positive reinforcement in the form of social proof to get us sellers to work harder to drive repeat business. I think that's a pretty brilliant strategy because social proof is so important for Fiverr sellers, and it's kind of a win-win. If we get the badge, more buyers are going to trust us, and if Fiverr sees that we're working hard to get the badge, they're going to score more recurring revenue on their bottom line as well, which is great. At the bottom of the page, they're even offering tips to help sellers figure out and do things to generate more recurring revenue. get early feedback on your work, tell buyers what else you have to offer subscriptions, keep your buyers updated. These are the types of tips Fiverr is saying we should follow to help get more recurring revenue. And did you notice that they included subscriptions down there? They're tying the two together. They want recurring revenue, so they're offering subscriptions and tools to help motivate us to continue to sell more subscriptions through this repeat business tab in the analytics page. So what does this all mean for Fiverr sellers, and what's the growth hack that I'm saying that Fiverr sellers can take advantage of to result in a huge wave of new impressions and views to their gigs? Well, here it is. It's pretty simple, really. I think that any seller who really decides to operate in a way that aligns with Fiverr's current goals of driving more repeat and recurring business, I think they're going to be rewarded by appearing more frequently in Fiverr search. Plain and simple, I think people who start selling subscriptions and start really focusing on increasing repeat clients are going to see a boost in their gigs that, sell repeat services. I think it's as simple as that. Do I know this for a fact? Definitely not, but here's an example I recently observed at another tech company, YouTube. If we look at what YouTube's done recently with its YouTube Shorts feature, it's pretty clear as day that they're trying to win over market share over video streaming sites like TikTok. Right? It's a new way to drive video. A lot of tech companies have talked about the transition to video. Instagram, for example, saying it's no longer a photo sharing app. YouTube wants people to watch shorts on their platform. People watching shorts are going to get hit with a lot of ads. YouTube makes money. YouTube secures a bigger market share. There'll be overflow to a lot of other YouTube products. It's a good thing for YouTube. But since they've rolled out this shorts feature and put together all these campaigns to drive interest in shorts, I've been seeing a lot of creators, especially new creators, getting a huge bump in views to their shorts videos. An example of this is a good friend of mine, Richard Rahil, who just started a fitness channel, and I'll put the channel up on the screen if you want to check it out. Over the last 4 weeks or so, he's put up a bunch of videos, and as expected, he hasn't been getting many views for a channel with only 30 subscribers. But if you notice, he also put up a handful of shorts videos, and for a new channel, he has a couple of videos with like 5,000-10,000 views already. That's pretty crazy. How does a new channel get so much exposure? Well, I think it's simple. I think YouTube is reworking its algorithm or pointing its algorithm in the direction to boost videos that align with their mission to get more people creating shorts. If more people are creating shorts and people creating those shorts are like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many views creating shorts, more people are going to continue creating shorts. I think this same phenomenon is what's going to happen with Fiverr. Fiverr is saying, hey, we want people to sell subscriptions and get more repeat business. When people start selling subscriptions and getting repeat business, I think Fiverr is going to reward those people by helping them get more interest in their gigs. So those people are like, oh my gosh, repeat businesses and subscription is fantastic. It's really grown my Fiverr business. And then it's a win-win. Fiverr Fiverr silently boosting those gigs quietly that are aligning with their goal of driving recurring revenue, and those sellers are benefiting from getting a lot more visibility on those gigs. This is just a hunch I have, but I've seen it happen with YouTube Shorts, and it only makes sense that Fiverr will do a similar thing. So that's the growth hack. I think that over the next 12 months or so, if Fiverr sellers focus on creating subscription services and turning more one-time buyers into repeat buyers in a way that aligns with Fiverr's goal to drive more recurring revenue, I think they're going to see a little bump in impressions and views, and that's the growth hack. Do what Fiverr wants you to do, align with their vision, kind of get, both of your priorities on the same page. You want to make money as a seller, Fiverr wants to make more money as a business, and I think you're going to end up seeing that you're going to win together hand in hand with Fiverr, because I think they're going to really like that and they're going to want to promote those types of sellers. So that's it. That's my 2 cents. That's the growth hack for Fiverr. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is totally nuts, or do you think this is pretty logical? And if you think it's logical or not, are you going to start selling subscriptions on Fiverr? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to chat with you about it. So until next time, cheers.